In April last year, while collecting used cans after losing his job, Mr. Ma was viciously bitten into coma here, right here, and finally succumbing to his injury 2 weeks ago. Today, we want to remember how he faced head-on the hardship of leaving behind a familiar country and came to America to seek liberty.
Harlem is a diversifying community. So this Vigil serves a dual purpose to try to bridge the cultural gaps between the different ethnic backgrounds here.
So when we lost him, we lost a part of the human world that is connected to all life, and that is in a real sense connected to all of us. So we must remember that we must find a way to love each other, not just in words, but through our actions. And we must not be afraid to say killing an innocent is wrong, and that we will find a way to act so that everyone is safe, and that love is our watchword from here going forth.
I stand with the family, I stand with the community, and I stand with the family and friends of Yao Pan Ma, because we are all one. We are all loved by the Most High God. Can you help me this morning? Just look at someone in the eye and say, we are one. We are one. We are one.
So, hi, I'm here with the 67 Clergy Council, the God Squad. And, you know, one thing we have is our Partners Against the Hate initiative, where we're trying to combat hate and bias incidents like the tragic one that happened today. And, you know, we felt like it was our due diligence to come and just pay respect to what's going on and to what happened. You know, here we really send our condolences to the family and so on. And you know, we feel like this is a unity event, and we feel like it's best for all people of all kinds to come together and speak up about this. So this is what brings us to here. I think it's important that we come here and acknowledge that this needs to stop.
Just a few days ago, but we had over the summer, last summer, we had a little session for him. We had a march from Washington Heights down to Harlem. He had several people talk about him and just show support for his family. He was in ICU at the time. I guess everybody was just hoping that he would pull through.
We must do more to invest in the programs which make communities safer. After-school programs, youth development programs, workforce development programs, violence interrupter programs like Street Corner Resources. We must denounce this wave of bigotry that has slammed the city, that has hit the AAPI communities of this city so hard. We must come together and say an attack on the Asian American community is an attack on all of us. We denounce bigotry in all its forms. We need to take this on in our school curriculum. We have to come together. It can happen in East Harlem. It is happening in East Harlem. You're seeing it today, where Asian American communities, African American residents of this community, Latinos, people of all backgrounds in this incredibly diverse neighborhood are coming together to say enough is enough, to demand justice for Yao Pan Ma. Thank you.
And we send sincere condolences to the Ma family. And you have here such a diverse array of individuals and community leaders speaking with one voice in denouncing this hate and ensuring that we change the narrative and change the culture in this city to make sure that everyone understands. We need to also destigmatize the issue of mental health services.
We have been here on the front lines since day one, and we failed, Mr. Ma. Everyone failed. But we are going to rise up in his memory and serve this community. My community board members who are here, please raise your hands so I can see you. We got Pastor Brown, Russell Schuler, Jason Wu, Eva Chan. All right. Peggy Morales was a former board member. Who else? I see. Hey, Nilsa, our former chair is here as well. We stand united. We have continually been asking the budget process for health and human services, helping advocate for fair share in this community. an equitable distribution, affordable housing, so we can put the rungs back in the ladder and right the wrongs of Robert Moses and Reagan. So I'm going to ask all of you here, please stand with us. Come to our board meetings. They are virtual. You can go to cb11m.org so you can participate and as we go through the next stages of the budget process. Thank you for everyone being here.
Hate has no place in the state. And so we mourn the murder of Mr. Ma. And we recognize the collective fear and trauma of the AAPI community. Because there is a steady beat, a steady wave of hate crimes against the AAPI community. And we must call it for what it is. Hate. 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 And we must put a stop to it. And so I'm glad that we are in the Harlem community. But it's not limited to the Harlem community. All of us must recognize that hate will not be tolerated anywhere in the city and state. And if anyone commits an act of hate, they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Yes. Period. End of stop. Yes. And what's more tragic about this circumstances, what's more tragic about this incident, that it was compounded by cultural insensitivity and the language barriers and the failure of our safety net, the lack of housing, the lack of true affordable housing, the failure of a mental health system, and the fact that so many individuals, particularly people of color, have been ignored, vulnerable communities. And here we are in a city where there are more elected officials of color. The question is, what are we doing on a city level, on a state level, on a federal level to provide more funds to the AAPI community, more funds to individuals who are struggling with mental illness, more funds to individuals who are struggling to find affordable housing, more funds for individuals who are victimized by fires, more funds for excluded workers. What are we doing with the power that we have? We need to join with one another. All of us must join together and demand that we can do better in the city and in this state. And so I thank the organization for being here today, but all of us must recognize that Mr. Ma was a New Yorker like you and I. He was part of our family. And I need everyone to hear that. Some people think that they basically have the power to decide who's a New Yorker and who isn't. Well, you don't, because all of us are New Yorkers.
Amen.
And I think there's some people who can be attacked with zero consequences. And my message to you is that if you attack anyone who is different, you will be arrested again and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Yes.
There you go, baby. And so we take hatred of immigrants personal. I know I do. We take hatred of Asian Americans personal. We take the scrolling of racist remarks personal. We take the shouting of racist comments personal. And we take assaulting and the killing and the murder of individuals, innocent individuals, collecting cans to support their family personal.
Exactly.
And so as the Attorney General, I stand with this organization. I stand with the district attorney. I stand with law enforcement. And I'll tell anyone, regardless of who you look like, regardless of what you think you are.
We've heard a lot of remarks, and I'll be honest, there are days when I just want to stay at home. I don't even want to go outside because I'm too afraid. But I feel braver now. I feel inspired. I hope everyone, as the days go on, just do something very simple. Just reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. You can call me, you can call Eva.